Hello, everyone. Welcome. I am Lamecca Holmes, Director of the East Flatbush Community Partnership. Thank you for joining us for our monthly meeting for the month of October. We're going to begin with our agenda for today. We have our East Flatbush Community Partnership updates. We have our What's Happening segment. We have 3 presenters today. We have Ms. Salazar from Rising Ground, Haley Grimes from Community Counseling and Mediation, and Sarah Barrett from St. Nick's Alliance Workforce. We'll have our program updates and next steps. So with that, I will pass it over to Cindy.
Hello, everyone. Cindy Reed here. Our weekly newsletter, we encourage you all to send any events or flyers that you have to the email reidc@jccany.org. We'll love to include them in our weekly newsletter. And here we're gonna, oh, sorry, you can put this in the first time. It threw me off for a second. Sorry, everyone. So for our monthly meeting, we offer the opportunity for service providers to present them with the services that they offer. So if you would like to take up on that opportunity, please fill out our presenter form. We'll include the link in the chat for you to pick a date to present in a future meeting. We'd also like to share about an opportunity for East Flatbush residents to participate, which is the East Flatbush Community Resident Liaison. They can apply today or whenever if they're interested. This is an opportunity for someone that's passionate about their community and seeing their community thrive. They would be joining the partnership in helping us make decisions and certain things and sharing their opinion about the community and just sharing their voice, being that point of view for the community. So some of the requirements is residing in the East Flatbush Community Partnership, which covers the 11203, 11210, 11212, and 11226 zip codes. They would be attending a monthly virtual meetings and in person. We would love if they can speak Creole or Spanish, but it's not required, it's just preferred. No education requirements are needed. And for the benefits of taking on this role, they will receive a $200.50 stipend every 3 months. MetroCard will be provided. And also in addition to it, opportunities to develop their leadership skills and gain experience with community coalitions and strengthen their social capital. A lot of you know, but we host virtual open door on the second Thursday of each month at 7 p.m. This meeting is largely attended by community residents. So we're always reaching out to providers to present, to share information. And the residents really enjoy, being able to listen to that presentation and also share their opinions and ask questions and stuff like that. You're attending our general meeting today, which happens on the 4th Thursday of each month from 3 to 5. Our website is eastflatbushpartnership.org. We're really excited about it, been sharing about it for the past few months, so we encourage you to visit it. On the website, you'll also see about our upcoming events, and we also share about our partners events as well. And there's some other stuff on there, features as well. Past events, I can't pronounce the name of it, but we partnered with one of our Jewish partners for an event for theirs. It was a community, basically a community fair where kids got to run around and play with a petting zoo and some fun activities. And we tabled sharing resources with the community and also sponsored it as well. We also participated in the Haitian Health Fair earlier this month, sharing resources on October 7th. And we participated in the NYPD Community Baby Shower on October 19th at Medgar Evers College. It was really nice, big gathering of service providers and seeing all of the families expecting or already have their children with them, getting resources and some nice giveaways. And we just celebrated, well, not celebrated, but kind of, yesterday evening had our annual breast health awareness in collaboration with our partners, which is Brooklyn Health One and Share. The evening consists of a panel discussing breast health and just providing, awareness and advice on maintaining your health in that area. Participants also received a complimentary meal and a nice gift bag for attending. And a couple of residents texted me after saying, well, I wasn't able to attend, but definitely shared that it was a really good event. So happy that we can host this annually with our continued partners who's been hosting with us for, I think, about 3 years now, which is One Brooklyn Health and Share. Sorry, my screen. I shared this already. Sorry.
The virtual open door?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, this Saturday, we love to invite all of you to join us at HCC's office, which is located at 3809 Church Avenue at 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. for an engaging discussion with some special guest speakers, as you can see on the flyer. And this will be a meeting in providing insight on civic engagement, how to support your community, learning how to engage with your elected officials, discussing community issues such as housing, employment, safety, and other community issues. Resources will be provided on sites, and we will also be providing light refreshments and Metro cards for our participants. So we love you to share the flyer with your residents as well, your network, and we'd love to have as many people to come out and join us for that. And we have our annual Older Adults Community Appreciation happening on Friday, November 3rd from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. in collaboration with Aetna and the Flatbush YMCA. We look forward to this day being just filled with being a day of appreciation for our older adults. It will include a Zumba dance party, a nutrition and cooking workshop, lunch, and raffle prizes. And we have some other things in store to show our older adults appreciation.
Thank you, Cindy. Kai, you ready for what's happening?
I'm ready.
Great.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Kai Poirier. I'm the community ambassador at East Flatbush Community Partnership, and I'll be presenting our What's Happening. The ICD, Institute for Career Development, has partnered with the High School for Youth and Community Development at Erasmus Hall to assist the youth with disabilities in transitioning from school to their careers. The initiative marks an expansion of our efforts to support the city's youth. On October 17th, Mayor Eric L. Adams, other elected officials, and various stakeholders broke ground for the new $141 million Shirley Chisholm Recreation Center at the Notion Playground in East Flatbush, Brooklyn. This facility, honoring the first African-American woman to serve in the U.S. Congress, will offer numerous amenities, including a gymnasium, indoor swimming pool, and more. The NYC Civic Engagement Commission has launched the second year of NYC's citywide participatory budgeting process, The People's Money. You can submit your ideas on how to spend part of the city budget. I will put the link in the chat, but it is participate.nyc.gov. Residents age 11 and older are encouraged to participate. In the first year of the participatory budgeting, the neighborhood funded Project I in East Flatbush is Wealth, focusing on mental and nutritional health, particularly targeting men and youth. The Interborough Express is a transformative rapid transit project connecting underserved areas of Brooklyn and Queens. This project will reduce travel times, alleviate congestion, and create economic opportunities. I also have a video that will play shortly to bring you guys more information. Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to share the video now. One moment, everyone. Okay, what do I click on to get the audio? When you do a video, I thought it would just share screen, but I don't see the audio piece. Does anyone remember?
In the bottom left, it should say, have a box that says, I think, sound on or add
Mhm.
sound.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna play it and you guys tell me if you hear it. Give me one moment, please. Okay, let's see. Can you guys hear it? Did you all hear it?
No.
Oh,
No? Okay. All right, I'm gonna try one more time. Yeah, I don't see the audio piece. Okay, we might have to just put the video in the chat. I'm sorry, everyone.
do you want to make me co-host and I'll put it up?
You are co-host. You want to try? Thanks for your patience, everyone.
Oh, you have to enable it, the sharing, the screen sharing.
Okay, hold on. Okay, I will have to go out the meeting to do that. It's okay. Kai, can you just put the link in the chat and you all can watch it at your own time? Thank you.
I think that he should be able to, he should be able to share now. I
Okay.
clicked on all participants. Check now, Kai.
All right.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, great. Thank you.
When the New York City subways were built, they were primarily designed to bring people into and out of Manhattan. The subway connected densely populated Manhattan to the outer boroughs, which helped fuel the growth within the newly consolidated New York City. When the subway opened, Manhattan's population was bigger than Brooklyn and Queens combined. Today, Brooklyn and Queens residents outnumber Manhattanites 3-1. Manhattan is still the center of New York City, but the incredible growth of Brooklyn and Queens, as well as the Bronx and Staten Island, means that travel within the city often doesn't involve Manhattan. Take traveling from Brooklyn to Queens. Unless you live near the G train or can connect to it, if you want to take the subway, you typically need to detour through Manhattan. That adds extra time to your trip and more crowding on trains in the busiest part of the system. There has to be a better way, and there is. The Interborough Express is an idea for a new 14-mile transit service between Bay Ridge, Brooklyn, and Jackson Heights, Queens. The IBX would bring passenger service back to the Bay Ridge branch, an underused freight rail corridor that is only used by a few freight trains per day. This line hasn't carried passenger trains since 1924. The Interborough Express would connect 20 neighborhoods with up to 17 subway lines and the Long Island Railroad, providing a fast, direct, and affordable connection between Queens and Brooklyn. End-to-end trip times on IBX would take between 39 and 45 minutes. A subway trip that takes almost an hour today could take only 20 minutes on the IBX. Or a route that requires 4 different subways could instead take just 30 minutes with no transfers. And neighborhoods far from the subway altogether would have new connections to all of New York City. Over 900,000 people live within a half mile of the IBX route, and some of the fastest growing neighborhoods in the city. Most commuting trips in these neighborhoods don't start or end in Manhattan, but within Brooklyn and Queens. The MTA studied a number of different possible modes of transportation for the IBX and found that 3 were feasible: conventional rail, light rail transit, and bus rapid transit. Conventional rail would feature 2 dedicated passenger rail tracks running alongside the existing freight line. Train cars would be similar to those used on Long Island Railroad and Metro North, but with more doors for faster boarding and more standing room, like you'd find on subway cars. Conventional rail would run below street level at subway-like frequencies. Its average runtime would be about 45 minutes end to end, and it would serve a projected 85,000 weekday riders. Light rail transit would use a 2-track line running either above or alongside the existing freight tracks. Smaller than subway cars, light rail uses trams that can operate on dedicated tracks and the street. Light rail has the highest projected ridership of the 3 options at about 88,000 per weekday and would have the shortest runtime at 39 minutes. Bus Rapid Transit uses buses on a dedicated bus-only road, separate from traffic except at crossings, that would run alongside or above freight rail lines. Bus Rapid Transit has the lowest projected ridership at about 74,000 people per weekday and would have a lower passenger capacity than other options, but it would be the most flexible, allowing other bus routes to use parts of the corridor. All 3 options feature electric vehicles and modern technology to make them cleaner, quieter, and less disruptive. And all 3 options would contribute to job, recreational, and economic growth to the surrounding communities. So what's next? The MTA is still in the early phases of the project and is beginning the environmental review process. If the MTA moves forward with IBX, station locations will need to be identified. After that, the plan will undergo further design and then construction. But we can't do this without you. We'll need your feedback throughout the process. What do you think about the IBX? You can let us know in the comments or keep in touch by visiting the IBX website.
These are some of the concerns and opportunities that the railroad would bring to us. Some of the concerns such as lack of hyperlocal community engagement, eminent domain potential, impact on existing housing, former farmland, current flooding, current sinking, potential impact on current resonating effect, noise of light rail. Thank you.
Thank you, Kai. Thanks for showing the video. And if you have any concerns, you can definitely, reach out. They're still in the planning stages, so feel free to do that. We're going to continue with our presentation. And we have our presenters ready to go. Okay, so our first presenter, Adeline, are you ready to introduce?
Yeah, I'm ready. Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Got it. So I will be presenting our first presenter. I do not want to misspell your name or don't, say your name correctly, but the first presenter will be Elianis. If you could just help me out as I go.
Yeah. It's Elianis Quijada Salazar.
Great, thank you so much for that. I did not want to mispronounce your name.
Okay.
So yes, she will be presenting. She is our outreach worker from Rising Ground, Inc. So she will be our first presenter for the day.
Can I share screen?
Yes, I will make you a co-host so you can. One moment. Okay, you should be able to share now.
Okay. So I am the director of Just Us, which is a gender responsive diversion program for young people. We are part of the STEPS program of Rising Ground. So I just have a few slides about it. I'm going to introduce myself. I'm going to ask if people are open to it to maybe put in the chat your name, your pronouns, maybe what your favorite thing about this season is. For me personally, I really like the fall leaves and weather and the colors and the gray skies. I just really like the vibe on a cloudy day. I'm going to be sharing about our program, and then I'm going to leave some time to answer questions. Yeah. So Just Us was envisioned by and is funded by as a demonstration initiative by ACS, the Division of Youth Family Justice. It's a pilot initiative that began originally from the Vera Institute for Justice Task Force on Ending Girls Incarceration in New York City. It was this task force that came together and realized that we could end girls incarceration in New York City within 10 years. From that, it was a multi-year planning process that involved leadership from multiple government and nonprofit agencies. We are currently in our 3rd year. So Just Us is both intervention and a preventive program. We work with young girls, women, gender nonconforming or non-binary person who has ties to Brooklyn. They have to be 18 years or younger at the time of the referral, and then they have to be at risk or involved with the juvenile legal system. So this part gives us a lot of flexibility. Essentially, we're looking for young people who have either been involved in criminalized activity, have a history of arrest, or if they're being repeatedly suspended at school or having some truancy, things like that. Looks like in the chat, I'm not the only one who likes the crisp fall weather and the leaves, so that's good to hear. And so this is kind of the different types of services that we provide. We have individual services, which includes one-on-one counseling. It's youth driven, so the young person gets to decide what they want to do in counseling. We also have economic empowerment, so kind of like learning what you want to do with money, whether that's budgeting, saving. And then we also have career pathways, so thinking about how you want to make money in the world. Our group work, we have a drop-in weekly group that meets on Thursdays from 4 to 5:30. Then we have a 3-month group that's about to start in a month or two, and a 6-month group. So you graduate from the 3-month group into the 6-month group. And then we also have economic empowerment workshops. Those meet twice a year, and young people who complete the workshop series are then able to do a 6-week paid internship. And so one of the cool things about our program is that once you complete intake, you actually get paid for participation. So young people who do one-on-one counseling or economic empowerment skill building, they get $25 for every 30-minute session that they complete, and they can complete a maximum of 2 per week. If a young person attends our drop-in group on Thursdays, they get $25 for that. If they sign up in the EE workshops, the economic empowerment workshops, they earn $50 per session that they attend. For the 3-month group, it's $75 each week, and for the 6-month group, it's $100 per session that they attend. Young people who do our internship placement earn up to $210 a week, and so we've cut checks for young people that vary anywhere from $25 to a couple $100. So if young people are really engaged in the program and really involved, it is a good way to make some money. In addition to all these services, we also have a teen hub that is located in the Rising Ground office in downtown Brooklyn. We're by J Street. It's got computers, furniture, artwork. We've got a big TV. We also have books, snacks, drinks, etc. And so here's a picture of our hub. So right now there's some Halloween decorations. We've got a Halloween event today. And so we've got both this room where young people can come, they can grab some snacks, they can use a computer, they can watch TV, they can do YouTube, etc. And so people for our program, because it is both preventive and an intervention, they can be either mandated, as in like someone from the court is saying you need to participate in counseling or in this program, or it can be voluntary. Regardless of how they come to us, we co-create a treatment plan where the young person kind of says, this is what I want to work on. We kind of frame it as like 6 months from now, how will we know that we've done our job? Like, how will we have known that we have helped you? And so once young people are enrolled and they're actively engaged in services, they have access to counseling, economic empowerment support, group work, phone or text support. And as long as they attend at least one 30-minute session per week, their case stays open. And so if any of you all know of a young person, you can refer them using this link. It goes to an online form. You can also reach out to our intake coordinator, Christelle Augusti, caugusti@risingground.org, or at that phone number, 646-891-8351. And so I have a few examples of kind of the types of referrals that we're looking for. So I'm just going to read through them real quick. So first one is Chanel. She's 18 years old. She identifies as female and bisexual. She lives in Midwood. Although she's an AB student, she has been suspended 3 times in the past year for fighting. So we here at Just Us are very familiar with the school to prison pipeline. So if we know if a young person is acting out a lot in school, they often start to move towards the side of criminalization. So we would love to work with someone like Chanel. Natalia is a 16-year-old female who was arrested last week because she was in a car where there was a gun. She lives in East Flatbush and was previously arrested for theft. So Natalia is already involved with the criminal justice system, so she would definitely be eligible for our services. Alex is 13 years old and identifies as non-binary. There's an open case against their parents for neglect. Her family of origin lives in Bronx, so she's currently staying with an aunt in Flatbush. Alex has been skipping school and hanging out on the streets. So there's a lot going on here. Something that we know is that young people who are in the child welfare system sometimes cross over to the juvenile legal system. So that makes Alex eligible in addition to skipping school. So we know truancy and that can impact grades. So definitely Alex would be someone that could come to our program if they were interested. My last example is Maria. She's a 17-year-old female. She does not live with her family because her mom kicked her out. She's in a romantic relationship with an older man who supports her financially and has reported that he sometimes pressures her to do things. She's undocumented and has been skipping school. So here this youth is technically homeless. They are maybe in a relationship that it could be a little bit questionable. And then they've also been skipping school. So that's multiple ways in which this person is at risk. And we would definitely be interested in her. And then, so these are examples of kind of the people we're looking for. I'm going to have 2 examples of 2 young people we've worked with. I've changed their names to protect their privacy, but the first one was Alicia. She came to Just Us after being arrested for fighting. She was originally 16 when she came. Although she was from Brooklyn originally, she was staying at a group home in Staten Island. She wasn't getting along with her parents and just wanted to remove herself from that. During her intake, she reported that she wanted to work on her anger as that was the main cause of her fighting. And then after participating in weekly counseling for 8 months and attending groups for over a year, she now reports being able to better control her anger. Alicia also states that now before she acts, she stops and thinks about the consequences of her actions. So this is someone that by coming to our program, being engaged in services, has really learned how to manage her anger. Another example is Dana. She came to Just Us when she was 14 years old. She had been previously arrested 2 times. She had a lot of things going on at home. She lived in Red Hook, and after participating in weekly counseling and economic empowerment for over a year, she now does not immediately jump to fighting people when they laugh at her. So we would hope that young people don't do that, but just to have someone to be able to be less reactive, that's also a big victory for us. So these are kind of the young people we work with, how we've helped them. And I think that's my presentation. I feel like I might have talked. I'm wondering if anyone has questions.
I have a question. So for the program that you offer, do you get people directly from school? And do you help them with, like, say if they wanted to get their GED or something, do you guys help them do that as well?
Yeah, so our economic empowerment specialist does help young people who are interested in getting their GED. We haven't gotten many referrals directly from school, but we are open to it.
Thank you for the presentation. I have a question also. And I'm sorry if I missed it, but could you share some, I guess, success stories of youth from being a part of your program?
Yeah. So I mentioned we had this one young person who was referred to us because she was arrested for fighting. And after being in counseling and EE for a year, once a week, and then also doing group, she's now less angry. And before she fights someone, she's able to slow down and think about the consequences. So there was one time when she was staying at a group home that someone really upset her, and she, instead of reacting, was like, okay, no, I need to like breathe. I need to slow down. I don't want to extend my case.
Thank you. I like hearing success stories. Thank you so much.
I have a question as well. You shared that some of the students may be court ordered, but they can join on their own, right? Could you share about what that process looked like?
Yeah. So I will put the referral link into the chat. Once someone is referred, our intake coordinator will reach out to them, ideally within 2 work days. And from then there, it is kind of, it can be a long process, but it's essentially like 4 to 6 sessions. It's very holistic. So she gets to know the young people. She asks them, like, is this something you want to do? This is what we offer. We collect demographic information. We collect a mental health history. We collect, we do an assessment to see how they're doing with self-efficacy, self-advocacy. And then it kind of culminates with them completing a plan of engagement, which is where they tell us, this is what I want to have learned or changed in 6 months. This is how I want my workers to work with me, etc. So it's 4 to 6 sessions. It can be over the phone or in person in our office here. So yeah, the link is, I just put it in the chat. You can also, if you have someone and you're not sure if they qualify, you can reach out to Christelle. There's her email and her phone number.
Thank you. Does anyone else have any more questions? Someone wrote in the chat 18 and older question mark.
And under, so they have to be 18 years
Under,
or
I'm sorry, they
younger.
did say under. They said under. I
Okay.
messed it up.
They have to be 18 or younger at the time of the referral. Once they're in the program, they're allowed to stay until they're 21.
Okay, great. Any other questions? Okay, thank you. We're going to continue with our presentation for today. Edleen, are you available to introduce our next speaker?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, great.
So for our next presenter, her name is Haley Grimes. She is an outreach worker for the Community Counseling and Mediation -FATE Bates.
Haley, are you with us? Okay, I don't think Haley is on actually. Haley, are you with us? Okay, I don't see Haley, so we'll go on to our next presenter. Okay. Can you all see my screen?
No.
Okay, one moment. And if Haley joins in later, we'll have her go after the next person. Okay.
Okay. Our final presenter will be Sarah Barrett. Hopefully I'm pronouncing it correctly. She is from the Youth Build Young Adult Recruitment and Retention Specialist at St. Nick's Alliance Workforce. Sarah, are you here?
Yes, I am. Hi, my name is Sarah Barrett. I'm from St. Nick's Alliance Workforce Development Center. And if you have the opportunity, can you allow me to share my screen? Let me see if I can. Oh, wait, I can.
Yes, you can.
Okay, awesome. Can everybody see my screen? Yes.
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 Okay, cool. Sorry if there's a lot of noise in the background. I am in the office. So yes, I'm from St. Nick's Alliance Workforce Development Center. We're located at 790 Broadway in Brooklyn, right the block over from Woodhull Hospital. If you're familiar with it, we are in Williamsburg, and we cater to North Brooklyn. So St. Nick's Alliance seeks to transform lives of low and moderate income through employment, education, housing, and healthcare. So we're a large nonprofit organization that deals with all of these sectors, but specifically at the Workforce Development Center, we deal with individuals who do not have their who may need assistance, with high school equivalencies, adult education, and also work development and job placement, and also training. So just those are the main sectors we work with. We work with 18 years and older, specifically at the Workforce Development Center. So I mentioned adult education, and I'm gonna try to go through this as quickly as possible, but with as much information as possible, because we do have a lot of programs here. So we have adult education programs. So anyone who is looking to get their high school equivalency or their GED can join our adult education program with just an ID. We do take undocumented individuals as well, as long as they have some form of ID. And with that, we offer also ESOL classes, so English for speakers of other languages. We also offer pathways to graduation, which is an 17 and a half to 20-year-old adult education course. And with this, they are able to explore the other options here in terms of job placement, in terms of opportunities that they might need in terms of job placement. And I will also go into that. Okay, so the first training sector or job related sector that I would like to introduce to you guys is our job club. So on the far left, you'll see our job club. Looking for employment focuses on communication skills, problem solvers, teamwork, and interpersonal skills. Job placement assistance, job readiness training, resume prepping, retention and supportive services, employer initiatives. So we have someone by the name of Miss Brown, who works with us at St. Nick's Alliance Workforce Development Center. She's our employment deputy director of employment services, and she helps individuals when it comes to direct placement when it comes to employers. So if anyone you know is looking for direct placement, they have their ID, they have at least a working resume so that we can work with them in terms of job placement, then this might be the best fit for them. Now, if that individual does not have any type of work experience, there are other ways that that individual can get work experience through our programs. And I'll go into that as well. For example, if you are a bilingual speaker or you speak multiple languages, we have a financial service training for 18+ year olds. So with that, they're able to learn, and in an 8-week course, they're able to learn experience what it's like to be in the financial services, working in a bank. So in those 8 weeks, they'll get job readiness training. They have to have a high school equivalency for this specific program, and they have to have at least 6 months of hospitality experience or customer service. So that's one job field. We also have customer service. It's a 5-week program for individuals 18 to 24, working on those core skills to be in the customer service field, whether that be in banking or something else. So Ms. Beatrice does work with all of these programs and is able to assist whether you have a job or, looking for a new career, or you're bilingual coming into the country with your documentations and wants to find a job. Another set of programs that we have is Skills Build. So this is our construction-based work. So if you want to work in construction, we currently don't have HVAC. I'm sorry for that being up there, but we do have building maintenance, and that is an 18 to 24-year-old program. But if you wanted to work in construction, or if you knew of anybody who wanted to work in construction or gain skills for construction, we have multiple programs in Green's Trade. So we have construction for individuals 18, we like to say, to 100. We have Youth Build, which is a sector that I work in, which gives opportunity to individuals without their high school diploma, the opportunity to do construction. And I'll get into that a little bit later. And then we also have environmental remediation, which is another 18 to 100 program that individuals can join. Those information sessions are every Wednesday at 1 o'clock at 790 Broadway. So if you know of anyone who is interested, who is looking for work, who lives in the Brooklyn area, and that wants to just come here and just learn more information about the program and join, we are offering a number of different certifications for each program, and under the title you'll see, so for construction, we offer OSHA 30, flagger, scaffolding, F60. For environmental remediation, we offer a 7-week program with OSHA 30, 4-hour HAZWOPER, and other specific certifications that have to do with moving hazardous waste or products from a specific construction site. So this is our Green's Trades, and I would definitely recommend you to share the Wednesday information sessions with anyone who is wanting to join. We also have young adult trainings with Train and Earn that's partnered with DYCD. So for individuals 18 to 24 who have who've actually chosen their career path are interested in looking into different things. For Train and Earn, they have construction, they have IT, which is information technology, and they also have home health aid in the healthcare department. So those are 3 training programs with Train and Earn that an individual ages 18 to 24 can come and get more information about. Those sectors for example, like construction, that is held at our Wednesday session. The IT session is every Tuesday, and the healthcare session is every Friday. So if you are looking for a career in any of those fields, you can come on any one of those days to get more information. We do have adult programs in these fields, excluding healthcare. Healthcare is the only one that we only have 18 to 24-year-olds, but construction, IT, those are programs that we do have adult programs in. So this is just for Train and Earn, but I'm gonna go into that in a second. Okay, so Youth Builds. Youth Build is a program that I work with, and Youth Build is very good for individuals who do not have their high school diploma, who are looking to get their GED, and who are also looking to get skills in construction or healthcare. So if you know of anyone who may be justice involved, may have not finished school, may have just like not wanting to finish the whole process of school, then they might be a good fit for this program. If they're wanting to get into the healthcare or construction field, they're also a good fit. But Youth Build doesn't just stop here. Once they go through the program, or at least get their certifications, we give them internship experience, and we also give them job placement. And the placement doesn't have to be in the same job that they chose. If they wanted to do another field or even go back to school, we assist them with that as well. We have an education specialist on team. We also have a case manager on team, so that we can have them do one-on-ones with them in terms of their future development and their individual development. So I would say for any of our healthcare fields, they do have to be vaccinated, just for the fact that they would have to go through a physical examination before they get into their internship, and with that does include their vaccination. If individuals wanted to join unions, we also help them with that as well, and have them apply for it before they exit the program. So we do have tech classes, and as I was saying before, IT does come both in the youth sector and also the adult sector. So for tech, we do have data analytics and then IT support. And this specifically is for individuals who have had a little bit of work experience, who are tech savvy. Doesn't have to be like an expert in when it comes to tech, but is tech savvy and can use a computer. Individuals who did graduate with a high school diploma is also encouraged, because of the fact that they are learning some technical skills that require them to be focused and also stay alert for the remaining time in the program. 25 hour paid internship is also included. So this is really good for individuals who may want to do, let's say, online work, or if they are wanting to build their skills in tech. These programs are definitely good, and I would recommend. These information sessions are every Tuesday at 1:00. So as I was talking about the information sessions, the weekly information session is definitely based on sector, not age. So Mondays we have our financial service and customer service workshops. Information sessions. On Tuesdays we have our tech and digital literacy uh, information session. So if you are interested in tech, you can come on Tuesday. We like to say Tech Tuesdays. On Wednesdays, we have our Greens Trade information session. So construction, environmental remediation. We did have HVAC in the past, but currently we're not holding that. We do have building maintenance, and then youth builds, which is the young adult program. On Wednesdays, we have our ESOL at 2 p.m. As well, where individuals who want to join our ESOL program, who speak different languages, can come at 2 p.m. to learn more about that and register. And on Thursdays, we have our job club. So if you're just looking for work and you just want to get placed in a job, we will assist you, but it's only if you're work ready and you are looking for work currently and wanting to get into the work field. And I'll go into healthcare training for home health aid specifically, that is on Fridays. Now for Youth Builds healthcare training, which offers PCT, CNA, and EKG phlebotomy, this is only offered for individuals 18 plus. So if you know of anyone, 18 to 24. So if you know of anyone without their high school diploma, 18 to 24, looking for CNA, PCT, or EKG phlebotomy, what you can do is reach out to me personally and I could be able to assist them. However, if they do have their high school diploma and they have already graduated high school, we will not be able to take them, hopefully until the next fiscal year. But as of right now, we're not taking any individuals with their high school diploma. So that's something to note. All of these programs do come with an initial assessment just to see where you're at educational wise. Once the initial assessment is done, then we can determine whether or not you are eligible and can join the program. And yeah, and all of our programs offer one-on-one interviews before entering the program. So that's something to think about as well. And then the last call recruitment opportunities for as of right now for our young adult programs, we have Youth Build Construction, Data Analytics, Home Health Aid, Train and Earn, Financial Service, Customer Service, and Job Club. So those are the trainings that we are currently enrolling for. So if you know of anyone who may be interested or want to explore their options, definitely offer them to go to an information session, or you can have them call the office and ask to speak with that direct department so they can get more information on the program. Most likely, if they call the center, we will most likely tell them, come to the information session, because you'll literally learn everything you need to learn about that specific program at that session. And yeah, so at this point, I'll just take any questions for anyone who may be interested or have anyone that's interested. You can also contact me. I put my name in the chat.
Hi, Sarah. Thank you for your presentation. I have a question. After the students finish the program, what are next steps?
So it depends on the program that they're in. After a student finishes adult education, so all of our programs will end in a graduation ceremony, right? So the students at that graduation ceremony may get their certifications at their graduation ceremony. They may get a certificate of completion at that graduation ceremony. Before they reach that graduation ceremony, though, they have one-on-one interviews for the job-related programs with our employees here, so that they can get that mock interview experience, so that and also apply for jobs. Right. So they get their mock interview experience, they have a completed resume, and now it's just a matter of placing them in the job. So we have partners that we partner with for each sector, so that the participants can immediately go to a job, but that is on them too. So if they go on the interview and the employer happens not to like them, then they just have to keep looking. So we do encourage them to look on their own, even though we give them some offers that we have on our end. We do encourage them to look on their own. For individuals specifically in Youth Builds, once they graduate the program, they have their internship hours, they have community service experience, they have all the experience that they need in that job sector. If they wanted to do anything else outside of that, they will have a meeting with one of us in terms of education, in terms of maybe even joining the military if they wanted to. It all depends on the individual and how much they're willing to get that job after. We can give them the certifications, but they can end up not doing anything with it, but we honestly push them so that they can do something with it after. So yeah.
Thank you. Karen has a question, and then we have a question in the chat.
Yes, hi. Good afternoon. Thank you for the presentation. Quickly, for how often do you run cohorts for the green trades and the financial service ones? How often do you run cohorts? When is your next recruitment? I know you're saying the information session, but you know, the customers and people that I deal with don't want a long wait, right? They're like, if I told you I was interested today, I want to start tomorrow. So if you could, when are your actual cohort start dates would be helpful.
Yes, so I don't have the start dates off the top of my head, unfortunately, and written down as of close by. But I do know that the financial service training and the customer service training is starting next month. Building maintenance is also starting next month. Construction training is also starting next month. Tech training is also starting next month. So most of our programs are starting next month. They do run frequent cohorts throughout the year. So depending on the training, you may see 2 to 4 cohorts a year. So they do recur pretty frequently. Youth Build, I can say as of right now, we're open enrollment for those individuals who are 18 to 24 looking to get their high school equivalency. But most of our programs are starting next month. So if you have anyone interested, I would tell them to come in very soon in the next information session if possible, because we are starting soon as well. Yes, and building maintenance is one of our newer programs that we're running. So we highly encourage young people to come and join that program as well.
Thank you. And then in the chat, someone asked, what does your graduation/job placement percentile look like?
Yeah, so I can speak for Youth Build, given that I started with Youth Build. For Youth Build, we have I would say like an 80 to 90% percentile when it comes to placement and graduation. In our last cohort, we did have a mix of students of with their GED and without their GED. So in our last cohort, I would say let's say if there were 8 people that needed to get their GED, I think about 5 of them did get it. So that was one of our good highlights, and majority of those 5 people are currently in jobs right now. We had a cohort of 42 or close to 42 people in our last cohort, and I would say around 30 of the 42 people were able to find jobs after leaving the program, within a month after leaving the program. So we were really excited about that. When it comes to adult education, we do have a high percentile of that. If like 200 people were to come in, at least 100 people would get their high school equivalency. And that goes for the job sectors like Greens Trades. They have a 80% success rate when it comes to their programs. So does tech programs as well. So we do have a good percentile when it comes to getting people jobs and graduating. But it's just a matter of those individuals or the individuals who are out of that percentile. We are consistently in contact with them in terms of getting jobs, but sometimes it is hard for some people. So it just takes them a longer time. But our thing is that you have to be willing, ready, and able to work and be pushing even yourself to get that job. So we do help them along the way, and even after, up to a year or 2 after they leave the program, we still help them with job placement, if that answers your question.
Thank you. And I'm just curious, so is it that your organization just like facilitates them getting training by someone else, or do you provide the training in your organization? Did you all hear me?
Yeah, it
Okay,
broke up,
okay.
but I heard like the question.
Sorry.
Okay, so we do not provide, so what happens in the Workforce Development Center in this office is that we hold the work readiness trainings, we host the mock interviewing, we host one-on-one sessions with the participants. We do pay for all of their certifications that they get. So we send them to different sites like Solar One, like New York Safety and Training, and EQUAS or something like that for financial service and customer service. But they're not held here. A couple of times you may see or have those people come here and host like different workshops, different activities. We also do like business workshop, entrepreneurial workshops, financial workshops. We also do co-ed workshops with the younger people. So there are a different amount of things that they get in this building. I like to say we teach them what they should have learned in school, so that they can have that for when they leave. And then the one-on-one sessions also really help with them too. They gain a lot from that, and we do have a lot of success stories when it comes to that. So hopefully that answers.
Yes, thank you so much. Any other questions for Sarah?
Just one question. When you come to the info session, does the assessment take place there one time and then they determine whether you're in the program or not? Or this is like for the tech, like what is Tech Tuesdays, Tech Wednesdays, you said?
So it all depends on the individual. We do offer to do the assessment and everything on one day, if they're able to stay. But we do offer them, we want to have as much freedom for them to be able to see if this is the right choice for them to come back later and do the assessment. Um, I typically do mine on the spot when it comes to getting people into the youth build program, only because I would have to assess them in its entirety before I actually accept them into the program. But other programs do have the ability for them to come back. And we also offer those tests later as well. But in terms of job readiness and being willing and able, that happens like when we first meet the individual, like any job. Um, and there has been times where we're just like, this individual may not be the right fit just because of outside factors. Maybe they have a job already, maybe they were already are employed, or maybe they just have a lot going on with the family right now. This may be a better fit for them later. So it all depends on that individual and like what's going on and like how we can help them. Sometimes we refer them to other programs, so maybe it won't stop there. Maybe they'll find out that, hey, I don't want to do data analytics. I actually want to do financial service. I'm bilingual, mine as well. So it all depends on what that individual wants. And we try not to pressure them all at once. We give them as much information as they need to know about the program, but it's up to them whether or not they want to join.
Oh, okay. And the assessment is just like, not like a written test, but just like, just gauging like certain questions, right? Like the assessment is just maybe just a gauging certain like likes, dislikes, what they're into, what they're not into along those lines, or?
So the interview, I would say, is like that. But they do take an actual like reading, math assessment for each program. Yes. So for example, for like financial service, for also our green trades programs, they do take a math and English test just to see like where they're at education wise. It's not graded, but it is graded, sorry, but it's not like something that foresees their future. It's just something that we want to know in terms of like how will this participant, and if they score really low and they are not able to like at least get that score higher, because we do offer them to take it multiple times even if they wanted to, it may be difficult for them to complete the program because of some things that may come up, especially math wise, that they might not be able to complete. So it all depends.
Thank you.
No problem.
All right, Sarah, thank you so much. We appreciate you sharing that information. Okay, I'm just checking to see if our other presenter is on. I don't think they are, so we're going to open things up for program updates. So at this time, if you have anything that you'd like to share about what's going on in your world, please let us know. Any upcoming events, any help that you might need. This is a great opportunity to connect and share resources. So whoever would like to go, feel free to unmute and we can share our program updates. Karen, you like to go?
Yes.
Or
Yes.
is that an old hand?
Yeah, no, that's a new hand.
Okay, great. Go ahead.
So, two things. One, as we prepare to have our customers who are receiving public assistance come back to our sites in quantity, we are looking for individuals who might be able to offer internship opportunities. That's number one. And number two is that as staff, we are working on Veterans Day, and as such are looking for sites that we might participate in. Ideally, we like to meet veterans and speak with them and give them cards and things. So if that's something, if you know of a site or a place that we can do that, we would greatly appreciate it. Again, I'll drop my information in the chat. It's so great to see all of you, and I love this forum and way we can speak and get together. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Karen. Keisha, you're up next. Keisha?
Sorry. Good day, guys. I was just trying to unmute.
Okay.
Just wanted to share with you guys, I did put it in the chat together with the link Sesame Flyers would be doing a People's Money, which is basically what was mentioned earlier on. We are hosting our idea generation session to help you identify the community needs and brainstorm ideas for expense projects, which is taking place on Saturday, November 4th, from 4 to 6 p.m. at our main location at 3510 Church Avenue. And you can go on to SFI, the People's Money, at eventbrite.com to register. We're looking for you to register by November 1st because seats are limited. In the chat, I do have this flyer and I also have the link. If anyone has any questions for me, I did place my info in the chat, but I'm going to say it here. My contact number is 347-874-3236. And my email is ksydney@sesameflyers.org. We're looking forward to seeing the community come on out and share all of your ideas, because this is a way that we can share our voices, and we know that change can only come if we speak up. So, the government is giving us this money, enable for us now to use it at our leisure and not them dictating to us what programs they think should be in our community. Thank you.
Thank you, Keisha. Ray?
Yes. Hello, everyone. How are you?
Hi.
My name's Ray Bollock. For those that don't know me, I work with Level Up Urgent Care. We have locations in East Flatbush and Crown Heights. I just wanted to just bring this matter to everyone's attention. It's respiratory season, so I want everyone to stay prepared and stay vigilant during the respiratory season. We're here to help you stay healthy, so just making sure that everybody's staying on top by getting your flu shots, getting the new COVID shot, and also knowing that there's RSV, flu, and COVID going around, and we do provide the testing for all three. And just take preventative measures and just learn about respiratory hygiene, and wear your mask and just be careful, but just putting it out there. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other program updates?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can, Jose.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. So I wanted to just let you know, I work for Grow Brooklyn, which is a nonprofit. We have many sites across Brooklyn, especially during the tax season. We are focused on providing financial services. So if you work with individuals who may benefit from free tax prep, it's coming, it's around the corner. Specifically, I am the volunteer coordinator. So, I can work with you or like even youth. I know that there was a presentation about youth programs. So like if you want them to get experience, we can provide that to them by having them work with us. We're for the first time kind of opening up to working with youth. But yeah, it's a service that I am happy to share more information about maybe in another meeting. And yeah, just wanted to let you know. Thank you for the chance.
You're welcome. Thank you. Could you elaborate on how you would work with the youth? Is it that they would just be in the office, or would they actually be trained on doing the tax preparation for residents?
Great question. So they, if they show, that interest, and that maturity, then we definitely train them. We train them to be tax preparers. But they do have to be responsible, right? And just show that maturity. Other than that, we would definitely teach them about taxes for sure. If they work with us, they have to know the basics. Even if it's not as a tax preparer. Yeah.
Thank you. Any other program updates?
Lamika, I have a question for that gentleman.
Yes.
Sorry, I forgot your name. Is
Jose?
this
Yes.
Jose? is this the only time of the year that you guys teach this program to the youths?
Was actually open to everybody, but we are just starting now to recruit the volunteers. So it's like this is the ideal time. But you know, at the end of the day, we do it all even during the season to like kind of onboard people during even during the season. So
The only reason I was asking this is because Sesame Flyers, we provide SYEP youth
Mhm.
workers, and I think it would be a great program for maybe the 18, 25-year-old kids to do, but of course they're only there for 6 weeks through the summertime. And so that's what I was asking, if it's only now at this time you offer it, or if it's something that, that maybe they can participate in at that point in time to start the training, or just to be a part of the program. And maybe, if they do well, maybe whomever kids that you guys work with that time, if they do well at this training, maybe you guys can now bring them on at this time to work with you.
well, I feel like the summer, it's usually around this time or during the season. The summer is kind of like the time off. So unfortunately, yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Any other questions or other program update? Okay, seems like there are no more program updates, so we're going to finish things up for today. Always like to remind you all that we're on Facebook and Instagram. Our handle is East Flatbush Partnership. You can find information about events that we have going on, events about our partners. Sometimes we post job opportunities there as well. So follow us if you are not. Our next meeting is going to be on November 16th because of the Thanksgiving holiday from 3 to 5. And our zip codes are 11203, 11210, 11212, and 11226. And definitely, if residents are not in those areas and there isn't a partnership near them, we will still work to help meet their needs. So I'm going to end the recording for now, and I will leave this line open for a few. If any of you wanted to still ask any questions to some of our presenters, or just connect with each other during this time. But officially, our meeting is ending, and I thank you so much for joining us today.
Lamika, are you guys
Yes.
planning to do anything in person for, being that we're coming up to the holiday season? We have, Thanksgiving or Christmas.
Yes, we are planning to have our monthly meeting for December be in person. We're still trying to work out the details for that. And going forward, we hope to meet in person for the new year of 2024 for that entire time. So that's in the works.
Thank you.